Happy Halloween, everybody. My name is Old School Nerd, and I went at something special for the Halloween party I went to this weekend. And actually, I think my costume was not only original, but it's never been done before by anybody else but the original. Until this weekend. Hey everybody, my name is Old School Nerd, and I'm excited that you're here. I'm going to put a bunch of information below. I'm going to have some information for Liliac, and I want you to look into it. I'm also going to have the link to an original video that they posted about 2 months ago, and of a new song, and we're going to enjoy that together. And then after that, I want to tell you what happened this weekend, and why what happened this weekend, some of it you will never see again. And it's a good thing. All right. But you have to trust me, okay? Trust me. I'm your guy. Remember, look, Sabaton, right? There's Bloodywood, Ginger. There's freaking Dragon Force right here. You've got Seven Spires, Firewind, Visions of Atlantis. You've got Halcyon, Lauren Babick, Violet Orlandi, and there's this one right here that's going to be just Joe Syracuse in just a few seconds. But the first one is actually behind the screen right here. The first one ever. First plate I ever put on that wall was Liliac. I saw them a year ago in Baton Rouge. And they were just like everybody said they were. There were a bunch of young people, varying in age, but young, a family band that played classic metal. And not only did they play classic rock and metal, but they also had some originals, some of their own stuff. But all of their originals still had that four on the floor classic traditional metal feel to them. It was kind of their thing. It's what they were. It's what made them famous. Not only the fact that they were super young when they started, but the fact that they could play amazing versions of classic metal, I guess, masterpieces from the masters themselves. They made a little niche for themselves in the rock community, especially here in the United States. But eventually you have to evolve. And I'm letting you know now, you've heard it here. The Liliac you know will still be the Liliac you know, but it won't. Why? Well, a couple of good reasons. Here's the thing. They've been playing this stuff 6+ years, right? They've been playing before that. I mean, let's be honest. I was talking to Papa Liliac before, and he told me, his son Sam has been performing since he could walk. This is kind of their thing. Now, for those of you who are the foundation of Liliac, as far as the fandom, the bats, the fangs, the vampire people, all of you love them because they bring your favorite heavy metal classic artists into a new genre. So many of you love seeing cover bands of Black Sabbath, and we saw one this weekend. So many of you love all the different cover bands and tribute bands of all these amazing metal gods that we all knew from 40 years ago. That when a young band comes together and they put a fresh perspective and they can play them to the level that the originals are, you love it. And I've seen so many Liliac fans go up to them and say, I just love the way you guys bring the classics back. And they're going to keep doing that, by the way. They're still Liliac. But as all of these young musicians go into adulthood, remember, 3 of the members of the 5 members are no longer children. They're not. Hell, even the youngest one is not a child. Okay? Back when they started, yes, they were all young people, like teenagers. Well, 3 of the members are adults. One of them is going to be an adult within the next year and a half. And then the last one, well, yeah, he's 14, but it's, 14 is not a child. And because they're young people, they are seeing what music is becoming as well as what it is and what it has been. Remember, when the entire theme of your band is to pay homage to the traditions and the classic metal gods that inspire you, it reflects in your music. But now these young people and their dad are looking around the world and seeing that there's a bunch of new experimental, progressive, creative. I've told you all that there's a metal renaissance that has been occurring in the last 4 years. And even Liliac sees it too. So on this album that's being written, created, and produced right now, there are songs that when you hear them, until you hear Melody's voice sing, you don't know it's Liliac in the best way possible. And I'm going to give you an example. But first up, we're going to ignore what you see right there. That's I'm going to show that video, but I got to do something first. Let's go into something that reflects to the new as we say goodbye to the Moonlight tour and to what's coming up in the future. This video I'm going to play for you right now. This is the one that they released. This video was released just a little bit before. This is Not Afraid. Now, so many of you have heard Not Afraid. I'm going to refer to Not Afraid as a transition. Why? Because Liliac is not afraid of the future of this band, and you shouldn't be either. For those of you who love this band for what they were and what they are, hang on. You're going to love it. For those of you who are like, they're Liliac. Oh, no, man, they do the best Ozzy, Black Sabbath, Metallica. They do the best Trooper I've ever heard. Oh, Ronnie James Dio, Janis Joplin, all that stuff, right? If that's what you think of them and that's all you think about them, or the people that just discount them, they're a tribute band. They're a kid band that only does like metal covers and that's it for them. All of you are in for something new. All of you have no idea what's coming. Ready? Let's check out this video. This one is called Not Afraid. My name is OldSkuleNerd. I'll put the link to this one in the description. Please check it out. Give it a like, give it a show, give it a love. I'm just reacting to it. After this video, I'm going to tell you what I know and what I can tell you. There's a bunch of stuff I can't, sorry, but let's get into it. And I'm glad they're not afraid because the future is scary. All right. That could be the last four on the floor song, four on the floor count, classic rock feel song that you see from Liliac for a while. Why? I'm going to tell you why. But everything they've done up until this point is an evolution. And it's served them well. So well, in fact, yesterday, or on Saturday, I was at the venue. They had done sound check. The cover band, the opening act, that was a Black Sabbath covering band, opened up for them. And Papa Liliac comes up to me and he's like, "Old School, come see. I'm like, whoa, hey. He shows me his phone. He's like, dude, look, watch this. And he grabs Chelsea, okay, my fiance, Chelsea Maybe, brings us outside. He goes, the kids haven't seen this yet. And he played the video that's right there. Played it for me and her. We saw it. He saw it. Then we saw it. Then he showed it to his kids. And when Melody saw this video, she was like, no, nah, that's really, like, it's really Rob doing that. Like, she didn't understand it was Rob Halford saying what he needed to say. Now, this was a press person who takes a photographer that I met at the venue. Amazing guy, sweet guy. He's friends with everybody in the industry, and he takes some of the most amazing concert photographs. If you see some of the overhead shadowed, performance ones with all the hair and the perfect lighting, he's one of those photographers, and he puts iconic images out. Well, he was talking to Rob, and he said, so what do you think about Liliac? And Rob goes, ooh. And when Rob says what he thinks about Liliac, he goes, you know what? Let me just take out my phone. You tell me what you think, and I'll show the band. And Rob did. And this is what Rob says.
Hi, guys. It's your metal god on the road like you are. And I want to send you all of my love, light, and power and motivation. Not that you need motivation, because you guys are so great at what you do. Amazing, great, talented musicians. Melody, wow, what a voice. Power again, beauty, conviction, dedication, extraordinary voice. Safe travels, keeping that rock and roll faith, and good luck and great success. See ya.
So Rob was doing an interview and just decided to pop that message. So the photographer that caught it sent it, and the kids saw it right before they went on stage. I'm going to let you guys know right now. I don't know if it was Rob's message to them, or just the fact it was the last show on this tour, or the fact that they're creating a new album right now, or the fact that they're about to fly out to India and be part of an Indian music festival. I don't know what the reasonings are, but I have a thought. It's all of those things. They put one of the best sets in one of the worst sounding venues I've ever seen in my life. The venue was extremely tiny. Maybe 300 people could fit in this venue. It was low ceiling. The acoustics were horrible. It was a bar. That's what it was. It was a bar. It was a tiny venue. It was the best set of live music I've seen them put out yet. Every song was heavier. Every song was louder. Did that have something to do with Aiden Fisher? Yeah. And I'll explain that in a little bit. But there was a hunger there that I haven't seen from them yet. And I want to share something with you guys. Okay. This is what's coming up for Liliac. Sat down with Papa Liliac and we talked. Okay. And please understand that if you think for even 1 second that the members of Liliac only listen to the old stuff and that's all they think about, no, it's not. They know, they've heard Electric Callboy. They've heard Lorna Shore. They've heard, right? They've heard of Ginger. They've heard of all these bands. They're seeing what's coming out right now. They're seeing the renaissance, this creative explosion that's occurring in metal music. So much so that when they go to India, the one piece of advice I told all of them is listen to what the other bands are doing. They're hungry. So they go on stage, they're pumped up. They just saw Rob Halford, the metal god, give them confidence and tell them that they're doing great, which is awesome. They go on stage, and every single one of their songs sounded way heavier, extremely crisp. In a year, they've come so far musically. But there's an added element. Some of you have seen the video that I posted earlier today for Aiden Fisher. Now, if you don't know who Aiden Fisher is, go watch the video. I'll put it right there. You can check it out on your own time. Aiden joined them in Georgia. He's from Georgia. He joined them in the Georgia show a couple of days before. Then he joined them this weekend in Crowley. It sounded completely different than anything Liliac's put out. And there's a reason why. Is Aiden that much better than all the rest of them? No. Liliac has made a career of playing tributes and originals, doing their own originals in the style of the classic metal greats. Most of those metal greats had two guitars. So when they write these songs, when they record these songs, Sam, the guitarist, can literally go into the booth and record 2, 3, even 4 guitar tracks, and they can layer them in the album. But when you see them live, if you're playing The Trooper, or you're playing Inner Sandman, or Master of Puppets, Sam is one guy. Sam's an amazing guitarist. But you're having Sam play songs that have 2 master guitarists on them. They're not just playing covers or tribute songs. They're playing tribute songs to bands who have some of the best guitarists in the history of metal and rock. So how does Sam pick and choose what he's going to play? He can't do the tag, the riff, the run, and the solo all at the same time. You can't with one guitar. Enter Aiden Fisher. He joins them on these last 2 shows, probably as an experiment, an evil science experiment from the mad scientist Papa Liliac. But him and Sam get together and they pick out exactly how they're going to play, who's going to do what part, how they're going to support each other, how they're going to make it even bigger. Every song was amazing. And when they did Master of Puppets, when you have Aiden Fisher, who, by the way, if you know, was the guitar double for the show Stranger Things when they did the Master of Puppets thing, because he's played Master of Puppets about 1,000+ times. And he does it perfectly well. When you put them together, it's amazing. And then what it does is it adds an energy. Ethan, the bass player of Liliac, plays twice as hard. His taps and his plucks and his pulls were twice as hard as I've ever seen him do. Why? After the first couple songs, I'm seeing something in Ethan I've never seen before. Has he grown up a little bit? Of course, it's been a year. Has he matured as a bass player? Yes, but he's much more confident. Why? Because he's playing next to his brother Sam every night. Sam's playing the guitar and Ethan's holding in the low-end rhythm section with his sister Abigail on drums. The thing about it is, every time Sam has to step away from the rhythm, the riff, those chords, Sam is out there carrying that on by himself. And it's not easy. Most metal bands have 2 guitarists because you need that rhythm guitar to help keep the bottom end of a song full. When either Sam or Aiden does a guitar solo or is doing a tag or a fill or a bridge, the other guitarist stays in the pocket with Ethan. That level of team up allows Ethan to really go for it. And he's doing things I haven't seen him do before. Most of Liliac's songs in the past have been 4-on-the-floor classics. That's what they are. That's what traditional metal is, where your bass player plays the downbeats with the kick drum and a few flurries now and then. That is not what Ethan's doing now. When I'm watching Ethan play now, he's adding in sections to songs that didn't have it before. He's adding filler notes, mid-runs, different pulls within a measure that didn't exist in the original, and it sounds closer to his progression towards what you're seeing from bands like Ginger, Seven Spires, and so on. Is he Eugene from Ginger? No. Eugene from Ginger is a beast. Peter from Seven Spires is a bass-playing beast. But Ethan sees these greats and says, you know what? I need to step my game up. And he is. Justin on the keys. The stage was a little crowded the other night because it was a tiny venue and you had an addition of Aiden Fisher along with them. He was stuck in the corner just trying to do his parts. He has a pretty cool mobile unit and he's sticking to his guns. He is not for show. Every keyboard part is played live and he does them perfectly. Okay, so just be aware that that is true. Melody. Vocally, some of the new stuff is completely different. It allows her to get away from some of the raspy Joan Jett, Janis Joplin that everyone sticks her in, and she could be more melodic since her name is Melody. The drumming wise on some of the new stuff is a little bit different. Now, on the show in Crowley, a lot of people heard for the first time a song, a new song. This song, I can tell you what the name of it is because it's called Carousel. Okay? And it's one of the new songs on the new album that's coming. And it got played for, I think it might have been played in Georgia, but I know for a fact it was one of the first times it had ever been played live in Louisiana. I'm just going to tell you it is not 4-on-the-floor. It is not traditional metal. The closest thing I can say to it is close to a funky rendition similar to kind of like a Ginger. Ethan owns that song. He runs the rhythm on that song, and I was blown away by it. And my favorite part was I was watching this set of Liliac, standing next to Papa Liliac, and we're just like, yeah. And they played an older song from their Crown of Thorns album. And I was like, what song is this? He's like, oh, that's this song. It's like 3 years old. And I'm like, I've never heard this song before. He goes, dude, you've heard this song before. I said, no, I haven't. It's because they played it louder, faster, and way, way heavier. They changed the arrangement of a song and made it ridiculously heavy, and then brought in a second guitar for the tour, Aiden Fisher. The song sounded more like a progressive metal run in Europe than anything else they put out, and it was an older song. They kick into this new song called Carousel, and it is a rhythm and blues funky style with some serious metal chops in it, similar to what Ginger puts out. Now, their melody is not Tatiana. Do not say, oh, Liliac's doing music like Ginger. It is not. But if you're trying to get me to describe to you, my audience, my fans, what this new sound is like, they're putting in Ethan, the bass player, as part of the melodic runs, and they let him be a little jazzy, funky swing style, which so many bands are doing now because it's the direction metal is going. It was a shocker. So much so, half the crowd in the venue was doing this. They didn't even know what to do. Like they were, now, once they figured out what was going on, they were in. But for the first half of the song, they're like, I don't know this song. I've never heard this song from Black Sabbath. This isn't Iron Maiden. I don't know this. I haven't been singing this song in my car for 30 years. I don't know this. And those people were like, it kind of reminded me of when you see someone who's never heard any new metal from Europe, that progressive experimental rhythm groove metal from Europe, and those people have never seen it before, and they do a reaction video on YouTube. I saw people do that live in a crowd Saturday night. And it was Liliac. Boys and girls, I'm just telling you, the new stuff is exactly what you're looking for. For a lot of you that have say, I love watching Liliac for the old stuff. The new stuff is also going to make you love them because it's stuff that you love right now. There's two other songs that he let me listen to that they've recorded. It's doing post-production right now. I can't tell you the names, but one of them, I was like, dude, that's not them. He's like, it is. Like, that's not them. It is. And then the third song he let me listen to shocked me so much, I almost got up and walked away. I'm done. We were talking about ideas, creative thoughts. You have to understand, I think some of you forget who Papa Liliac is. Papa Liliac has been producing pop, hip hop, R&B, rhythm and blues, and European music before his kids ever became a band. That's what he does. And so he knows what's going on in Europe. They're going to tour Europe next year after they finish this album. And if you think they're not paying attention to what's going on, they are. A new day is coming for Liliac. Now, for all of you who love the classic Liliac, they're still the vampire family from Transylvania. They're not changing who they are, but some of their music will be more progressive. It will be more experimental. Am I saying they're all going to get bowl cuts and tiny hands and start doing house beats? And then jump into like stupid crazy metal like Electric Callboy? No, I don't think they will. If they did, everyone would just yell at them for stealing stuff. But if you think they don't listen to that stuff and think it's amazing and creative and awesome to inspire them, they do. They are paying attention. All right. Here's the bonus. So Aiden Fisher, if you saw my video earlier, makes them sound 10 times better. Not because he's better than them, but because he complements them so well, and adding that extra guitar brings them such a depth and gives them such creative freedom in a live show. It was something to see. And their rendition of Master of Puppets with him and Sam working together and then letting Aiden do that Stranger Things solo. Everyone just was like, most of you have never seen Liliac with a second guitarist. And almost only 2 shows did all of you see Aiden Fisher from Stranger Things and from Steel Panther and from every significant national anthem by a guitarist in the last 10 years go off on Master of Puppets live with a band that knows the song the way that Liliac does. It was something to see. Now, here we go. Here comes the fun video. All right, if I don't show you this video, none of you are going to believe it actually happened. But I'm telling you it happened, and I'm going to prove it right now. For Halloween, I went as Papa Liliac. I got me a Liliac shirt. I brought my glasses, my little coffee cup. And it was cool. Until Papa Liliac and I played a joke on the entire crowd. Nobody knew this was coming, but we did it. If you look at the picture closely, there's a guy with a sword and a helmet on his head. Well, that happens at every Liliac concert. That's correct. Every night at every Liliac concert, they play a song called Dear Father. It's at the end of the set, and they pay tribute to their father. Their father puts on a helmet, has a sword, a vest, a kilt, some bracers, comes out, stands on the stage, holds a sword, devil horns to the crowd, and they're singing Dear Father. It's one of their classic songs. Their dad has done that every night for hundreds of shows until this weekend. And I'm going to tell you the funniest part of this, that I really thought Melody was going to start laughing so much she wasn't going to finish the set. And I'll show you. Well, you know what? Just watch it. This is Dear Father, filmed by Chelsea Maybe. Just follow along. Coming out of the bridge, here he comes. Man, Papa Liliac looks kind of fat. He doesn't have a fish tattoo on the back of his arm. Exposed. Exposed as an imposter. I was exposed as an imposter. Yeah, that dude came up and took his sword back and finished the song. And it was good. Here's the part you guys didn't hear about. And this is the part that was an absolute panic. So we're backstage, outside, and Papa Liliac's like, okay, it's no problem. Okay, you're going to put the helmet on, the sword on, the vest. He gave me all the stuff. Put it all on. It's going to be fine. So he goes in to watch his kids play the music. And he goes, hey, when Dear Father comes on, come to the door and I'll tell you when to go. Hey, no problem. I put everything on. And then I go to put the helmet on. And his helmet does this. Because your boy got a fat head. Your boy got that fat Cajun head, dog. My head's like a good inch wider than his. And that helmet he wears is like the one from Gladiator. It's custom fit. And they're like, there's a guy in the back trying to like, well, I'm like, ah. And he's got a very smooth Romanian, Eastern European nose. I got this fat French honker that I got from my dad. So it was not, without cutting off my nose, this helmet wasn't putting on my head. Fortunately for us, Ethan used to do this section in the show where before the encore he would go out wearing a Mandalorian helmet and he would play the theme song to the Mandalorian on the bass. That wasn't in the set tonight, but the helmet was there. So I stuck that helmet on my head because I have one. You guys have seen it. And I put that one on and I wore the Mandalorian helmet out there. And that allowed Papa Liliac to put his helmet and come take my sword away and kick me off the stage. Yeah, that was a little bit of a panic because he come outside. He goes, "What do you mean it doesn't fit?" And he's like trying. I'm like, dude, I swear. Look, here's my nose. Here's the helmet trying to go over my nose. It was never going to happen. And he was like, well, what are we going to do? Because right now I'm wearing all of his clothes already. He can't just go out there. And I was like, I'll wear the Mandalorian helmet. He goes, that'll work. And we just start laughing. So, yeah. So that actually happened. It was quite fun. Final thoughts. Let's wrap this up. We're about to hit 35 minutes here. Okay. I saw them last year in Baton Rouge. I saw them this last weekend. They sound like a different band. And not just because of Aiden Fisher being there live. They sounded way more confident. Sam was free to really get into a guitar solo, really perform, really feel it, really put every little bit of nuance into it because he didn't have to step out and jump back into the chorus immediately. Why? Because Aiden was holding it down. That kind of dynamic between the two of them really, really helps. Now, some of you are going to ask me, Old School Nerd, does that mean Aiden Fisher is part of Liliac? No, he's not. He's not. But he's a very close friend. I met his dad. I met his uncle. They're amazing people. But in a live touring sense, do not be surprised if, with the new album especially, and how well it made the classic stuff sound, to have someone to the skill level of Aiden step in, come into the band for a live tour to give everybody that huge feel. And with some of the new stuff coming out, you may need it because some of the new stuff that I've heard, I don't even know how they're going to play all of it live. It is that, it's that overwhelming. It's really that good stuff. It was probably the best version of Liliac I've seen. Abigail's kit is ridiculous. It's like an $8,000 custom kit. It's stupid, and she just tears it apart. I think the future is bright for them. Now, for all of the classic Liliac fans that love only the old stuff, listen, they're not forgetting about you. I talked to Papa Liliac about this because I'm listening to all this new stuff, and I said, what are you going to do with all the old stuff? He goes, oh, we're going to do that too. Remember, their set is over 14 songs long now, and they put all of it into there. They're never going to forget you. They know what got them where they are. Those songs that all of you love, they love them too. So just because they're putting out new music that you may not be ready for, know that all the classic Liliac fans, this band knows who you are. They love each and every one of you. They're always going to be there for you. Those songs will always be there for you. But just be open-minded to the fact that you may hear a funky groove here and there. You may hear a guitar style you've never heard before. You may hear instruments you've never heard of before. And some of that progressive metal that is exploding all over Europe that America is ignorant to may come in, and it's a good thing. My name is Old School Nerd. This was the end of the Liliac Moonlight tour, and this could be the end of this part of their story. We're not making it go away. The book isn't being closed. The book is still wide open, but they're starting to write new chapters. And just like a good story, there's a couple of plot twists coming, and they're just going to make the story better. Don't worry. You're worried, aren't you? Come on, don't be worried. It's going to be great. No, it's really good. No, seriously. You've seen the music I react to. Have I ever said, that song's great, and the songs suck? Have I ever done that? No. And I'm not doing it this time because it's really good stuff. Especially that third one. I can't tell you anything about it. I'm just going to tell you, I've heard it. Okay, so there's Carousel, and then there's another one. And then the third one he made me listen to, as soon as he pressed play, I went, what the hell is that? Because it's a sound, when you see the word Liliac, and then the song plays, I was like, that's, what? It's that new. It's great. It's good stuff. Come on, man. Led Zeppelin 3 was the best album Led Zeppelin ever put out because they went crazy with it. It was awesome. Queen. Did they ever put out a single album that sounded the same? No. Just telling you. All right. Remember, everybody, the reason why Liliac plays the classic greats is because those classic greats, when they weren't classic, were greats. All the bands that they've covered and played tributes to all these years, all of those bands took chances. All of those bands did something unique that made them the best in the world for their time. It is now time for Liliac to do that for themselves. That's part of growing up. That's part of becoming your own band. And I'm happy to see it. My name is Old School Nerd. I hope you enjoyed my 40-minute ramble. You know you did. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like. It really helps the channel grow. Also, if you want to subscribe, right there. Big thank you to all my Patreons out there. We appreciate everything you do. If you want more content like this video, check them out above. Remember, love one another, take care of each other. We're all stuck on this mud ball together. We'll see you later.